Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get to it, man. Man, reception times is here, y'all. Respect for these times to get what get worse than what you're seeing. Now, I want to get to this. This came out. Houston leader condemned FEMA cuts as Trump already, cut FEMA. So now, according to the reports, Texas 6 months hurricane season just hit the halfway point. And elected officials across the state saying they are bracing themselves for delays, responses, reduced fundings, and increased strands on local resource as President Donald Trump threatened to eliminate the federal emergency management agencies. The U.S. Congressman Al Green D. Houston joined last week of the representatives condemning the president's actions and calling on state officials like Governor Gray to do more than approve a ban-aid bill while Texas stands to lose $74 million because of Trump's cuts. Trump has said he had praised out FEMA after the 2025 hurricane season ends in November. We want to rein off of FEMA and we want to bring it down to a state of level, the president says in June. But the cuts have already begun. The U.S. government announced in April it had eliminated FEMA, $4 billion building, reinsite, infrastructure, and community grant programs in the middle of a distribution cycle. Before adjourning a second special session this month, Texas lawmakers approved in response to a July 4th Curry County flood a $368 million one-time appropriation from the state rainy day funds for disasters relief, with $50 million to help local governments purchase flood warnings and rain. About $28 million flood monitoring grants, Green says last week. That's not enough. According to reports, it says the state of Texas is not known to spend federal dollars wisely, and are not sure the state of Texas is prepared to handle the amount of dollars necessary if FEMA is eliminated it entirely. The congressman says on a press call last week, I regret that Texas is not doing more than insist on FEMA being managed as it has been. It's not a perfect organization, but I've been in Congress long enough to see how FEMA have benefit from my constituents. So it says, unfortunately, it seems that if Trump can aggressively dismantle an agency, he will Green Act. Why this is not a good time for the most vulnerable in Texas, it is a great time for us to unite, band together, and fight to protect our communities. In August, Houston Controller Chris Holland spoke at a virtual press briefing with finance chief for New Mexico, Vermont, Minnesota to discuss the long-term issues. According to report, that FEMA cut could have on the economic health and safety of the countries. Harris County population is larger than 26 individual states, so the impact of a disaster is widespread. Holland says that Houstonians deal with and live the consequences of these disasters on a regular basis. He says this is not theoretical for us. There's a significant humans economic plan, families who are displaced, small businesses, scattered cities and country budgets that are spread thin, billions and billions of dollars of damages that we still paying for. Now, the federal government is turning disaster relief into a political game. The controller added, these disasters, when they come, don't check if you are rich or poor, black or white, Republicans or Democrats. He says, the floodwaters do not stop at the city line because they are voted red or blue. When Trump Republicans, when we see his programs like FEMA, when he cut back in April, we see according to reports, when it comes to FEMA, when they needs kept, it says the disaster recovery works. They don't punish a city, they punish human beings. So they don't punish the city, they punish human beings. Half of the Houston can afford unexpected $400 expense. Hollins adds, so the impact of storms rises. Insurance premium can be devastated, forcing people to go into a debit or rebuild a loan. So it says the homes of some residents in North Houston have still not been repaired after Hurricane Harvey in 2017. He says they said last FEMA and hollow out staffing, they tried to kill proven resilient programs and wrap it all in red tape that slowed the respond down. Holland says that can be life or death for the Houstonians and for the Texans. According to report, it's not responsible. It's recklessness. It's partisan. Sabotage. It's a lack of public safety. Now, Harris County Commissioner and Houston City Council members have also expressed concern that while FEMA hasn't transitionally swept in like a white knight and solved everyone's problems in the wake of a disaster, the agencies is relied upon for much needed funding that states and local governments don't have. Now, Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis said last month that Trump have attacked Harris counties not just by ignoring its needs, but by actively working to undermine our ability to serve the people who need us most. Donald Trump has lashed it, continued to slash federal safety net programs, even as more families have fallen into poverty. According to reports, Ellis says Gray have imposed states' revenues caps that choke local budgets, part of a border war on local governments and working people. And last week, the press briefly Green was joined. According to reports, the county commissioners Timothy in Houston, based familiar of the former FEMA Public Affairs Director Ralph says in the press to address how federal budget cuts are sabotaging the safety of the Texans. So he says in a report The 13 people in San Antonio areas died during flooding in June. The legislature had an opportunity to earmark funds to repair a drainage and coordinate emergency system, but didn't do it, he says. So according to the reports, they only allocated $15 million out of the rainy day fund. So this is sad, y'all. So expect a major shutdown. Not only a shutdown, we see a reception times. Now this here what Trump had to say right here in North Carolina. People are coming out saying what's going on with the FEMA. You know what I mean? Natural disasters on the rise, you guys. Trump, look, y'all. Whenever I see a project of $4.6 billion that they had for natural disaster with the you know what I mean FEMA program. Now that FEMA's gone, let's think about they pocketing $4.6 million, sabotaging millions of Americans. To think that if a flood was to happen and you have a home that wasn't insured, I don't care. Just think if your home is insured, just think about how much the insurance company's they're not gonna cover up, you know, the cost of your house. They're gonna give you what they can give you. Well, I say this to y'all, man. Y'all seeing a war now breaking out. Y'all went from seeing these people are, you know what I mean, sabotaging, you know what I mean, God's people, man. See, when we are, you know what I mean, the children's, see, we are the world. See, we are the children's. You see, and it's like they're bringing this, you know what I mean, this purge. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're bringing this out, y'all. That's why you see National Guards into the states. Now, I say this to y'all, man. Expect a crackdown nationwide. See, look what they're gonna do. A government shutdown can continue to have the government like people like ICE agents and people like ATF, and you know you got people like Homeland Security. See, a government shutdown will completely entire bring a curfew, man. A government shutdown. Now I'm telling you guys, man, use your discernment here. That they're gonna do a crackdown nationwide, man. And then look, man, I said this too. Expect for a new pandemic. They're gonna try to do anything say they look capitalism. And see, I tell my people, y'all, stop looking for high paying job, drawing a roll of big money after this war. Stop looking for a settlement of the war. The time's here. The time is about, you know what I mean? The time is about coming. Like they know a time is here. They doing all this right to force us, you know, to act out. Once they can get you to act out, they can get the chaos. They can get people to start warring with each other. They can pressure more heavy law enforcement, special task agent. I tell you this. They want this whole purge to break out. I tell y'all. A government shutdown, y'all, what do that mean for us? It means if the government's to shut down, it's gonna be a minute for it to get back up. Government shutdown means people gonna be without Social Security. A government shutdown will force people to have a delay. Many millions of people will be, you know what I mean, waiting on a delay. You know what I mean, checks to come. To have a big delay for checks. Tell y'all, man, government was to shut down, man, economy, the fall out, you see. Now, I say, are we left alone? What's going on? What's going on that we don't know?
This is where we do have President Trump meeting with the victims there, and he's about to take the podium. Let's pop up the audio and listen in.
Volunteers have just come to Western North Carolina and East Tennessee to help. I grew up, this is my backyard. I grew up about 8 miles or so from here. And went to high school right down the road, about a mile down the road. And so this is home to me. But we've got a family today. We've got the West family. This is their house. So we're here today to show the president just a little bit of the damage and the problems that the people of Western North Carolina are facing. So, Mr. President, thank you for what you have done for Western North Carolina. Thank you for coming again to see. Thank you, your son Don Jr., he came with us twice. And so they've taken a real interest. And this isn't a politician coming down here looking for votes. This is a man who wants to do something, who wants to see some changes, who wants to make life better for you. So thank you, and Melania, thank you so much for coming. It's an honor to have you here with us. So, Mr. President, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good man. He's done a great job, fantastic job. And we've come to North Carolina with a simple message for all the people of this region who are hit so hard by Hurricane Helene. And that message is very simple. You are not forgotten any longer. You were treated very badly by the previous administration, and I'm here after a few days of the administration. We're going to California, Los Angeles. They got hit hard, as you know. A lot of that could have been prevented, I think, if they had water.
You don't care, man. You think these people actually care? Los Angeles was hit hard. You know what I mean? He's going to blame Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I mean, look, y'all. These people are to blame for what's to come. Something big is coming, man. And they snatching things up because they know something big is coming, man. They trying to use every funding that they in fund. See, this is America for you. They give you civil rights. They take your rights from you. They take your fundings. I feel sorry because look, the reason I say this, man, when it comes to white folks, y'all gonna feel the domino. Y'all gonna feel the real domino effects, man. Y'all gonna feel every fact, man, and then y'all it be the ones that can't understand that a home that means so much to you is gonna be gone. These little things that you have is material. But I say this though. See, when God comes to a city near you, He comes to straighten you out. See, He's gonna make you one day. He's gonna make you have love. See, just in that one area in believe it was Oklahoma when they was hit with an EF5. This and that community held about 37,000 people. This in that community. You seen everybody coming out. Everybody out helping one another. Now, I say this to say this, y'all. With all the killing you see here, you know what I mean? With all the police killing on blacks and all this killing, senseless killings now. You'll think that, damn, that now we see storms is being played. Now it's going to get bad because these two storms that's going to form into major hurricanes, it's going to get bad if you're in the East Coast, North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever these storms is going, it's going to get bad, man. And I say this, man, they taken out a $4.6 billion funding, FEMA, because there's a lot of these American people going to need it. They don't care. See, this is why I say, y'all, they don't care about your health. See the people today that's monitoring your channel. They say they wouldn't want this kind of information go out. These are some dumb people. It's like look, man. I just was watching the Weather Man, the Weather Plus man. You know what I mean? And the Weather Man was saying that they ain't really covering up these two storms that can come, and the East Coast can be affected by these two waves. It's like they're not concerned. I've been saying, y'all, something big is approaching. Something big is coming. Let's go.
Which they had plenty of, but they didn't use it. But I'm going there. But and it was set up to go there. They said, well, what about North Carolina? They said, well, what would you? I said, I have to stop there first. I'm stopping in North Carolina. So we made the stop, and I feel very good. You're represented by some great people, great congressmen are with us, and we're going to get involved with them. And Michael Watley is here, who is the head of the Republican Party. He worked with Laura Trump to take us through to a tremendous victory. One of the, as the media says, one of the most consequential presidential elections ever. They say in 129 years, whatever that may mean. But whatever it is, it was a great election we had, and we won your state all three times. We won your state, and all three primaries we won your state. So we won it 6 times, I guess, Mr. Congressman. And it's a great place, and I wanted to come here. And before I went anywhere, frankly, and the campaign, I promised that I'd come back to Western North Carolina to help the people of the state, and today here I am to deliver on that promise. And we have a lot of things in mind, and we're getting the Army Corps of Engineers all set. You need your riverbanks fixed, you need a lot of roads fixed, and we're going to get it done in rapid time. And I've asked Susie Wiles and all of my people to start calling up, get the Corps ready, and they're going to get ready to go. I don't know what it is. I don't know what took so long for the other administration. But remember, I wasn't here for the first 4 months or 3 months, whatever it may be. See, we can only start as of essentially 1 or 2 days ago. And we've made a lot of progress over the last couple of days, Michael. I understand we're going to get you the resources you need and the support that you deserve. And we'll be at your side through every step of the rebuilding. And no American is going to be left behind. The people that I just met are so great. And the people that own that house is going to be very beautiful in a little while. And who knows, if Franklin decides, maybe he'll rip it down and build him a new one. Because sometimes he can do that just as easily, but we're going to take care of the people. I want to thank our great First Lady for coming today. She really wanted to be here. She said, no, I want to go. And, she sees what happened, and she felt very badly, and she wanted to go. And we're then going out together to Los Angeles, but she wanted to be in North Carolina. She saw what happened. She has a feeling like I do for North Carolina. So thanks as well to a great gentleman, Franklin Graham, and his father, Billy Graham. I used to go with my father to Yankee Stadium and places to watch his father preach, and he was some preacher. You got good stock. You come from the ultimate genes, I can tell you. But he was really something. And Frank,
I want to say this, man. There's a lot of ignorant, dumb, stupid people, man. Where you claim yourself American, where you proud to be an American citizen. I'm just not proud looking at these stupid American people that don't have no sense. So if you knew better, you'd do better. If you knew better, you'll know how to vote. You'll know how to vote for God, the God of righteousness, justice, and freedom. Not this satanic devil. See, I've been telling these people for a long time, don't point the finger at us. Don't point the finger at black people. Black people don't have nothing to do with what's coming here. Something big's coming here. And it's going to make children's grave head. Now look, man. I'm telling y'all. These 2 storms that's hitting. You better pay attention. If you're in the East Coast somewhere, you better pay attention. Because you might have to evacuate. Which, matter of fact, these storms is going to make you have to evacuate if you in the Carolinas. I think Florida's right there is going to get hit. These 2 storms that's coming, I think they have potential to be major hurricanes. You could keep playing with your life. You can keep playing if you want to. FEMA ain't coming to save you. FEMA is not coming to save you. They don't, look, man. I say this, man. They know a time is here, y'all. And since they know this time is here, they trying to get y'all to go right along with them. They getting this chaos to get underway so that you can see the purge. You know what I mean? Y'all can see, you know what I mean, how things is shaping out. America, look, America dug herself where she can't get herself out. If we're not in a recession time, well, get used to it. You know what I mean? Everything is around the corner. Let's go.
Franklin, though, has done so much, and his father's looking down on him right now. I guarantee for a long time he's been looking down on Franklin, saying, I'm very proud of you, son. He really is, because what Franklin's done with Samaritan's Purse is incredible. They told me just yesterday that Samaritan's Purse has been great, but the FEMA people sort of left you high and dry, but we're going to change that around. We're not happy with FEMA. As well as all of the representatives. You have great representatives.
See, he's saying that we're not happy with FEMA, right? But this man, he put up a croissant. He's a very dictator. He's a excessive liar. He's a manipulator. And if you're starting to look at Donald Trump since the time he been in office, see, nothing got done. No trades, no negotiation, anything that he went to the Middle East. That's why he's so angry at the UN. He's saying things that y'all gonna go to hell. You know, they laughing at him. You know, he becomes a laughing stock to them. Because they know they're not taking this man serious. They're not, see, look, I'll tell y'all, man. They're not buying the United States policies anymore. So Trump can no longer dictate. You see, when America can't exercise authorities over the Middle East, her whole hands is tied up. See, I think that America needs to look at their own, their own sawdust before you see anybody else. You know what I mean? You gotta look at your own speck, and look at yourself in the mirror and examine yourself and see how you're keeping things. Because if you're not keeping things right, then you should be able to take it out of the people. See, America is facing a hard rock, at a hard place right now. And I've been saying, man, she's in this position of what she had done with black people. She's in this position today of what she had done with black people. Now, you can't just make this up. You cannot deny it. You cannot deny that these pledges are all here and everything are beginning to boil. And when things boil, it boils up to the last dread. People laugh and make mock of you, telling them what's to come. A lot of people make mock of the rapture, but nothing passed with no time passed with God. Nothing passed with God. See, like in the time and in the day of Noah, and the time of you see Lot, in the time of Moses, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. Because no time going to pass with God. Because if he did not, you know what I mean, shorten the time, when no human being will be able to survive. But now we see from the sake of his elect, he has shortened time. Times are short. And see, this is why I say this. The scientist is saying there was not a spec. Now, some of the scientists said we all dead by next year because what's approaching Earth got NASA and CERN so worried. See, but I'm not afraid to die when that time comes. See, I didn't stayed in this earth, experience this earth, and it have not been where, you know, I don't enjoy it the way that we should. See, freedom is one thing. That injustice, you see, is, you know what I mean, rising. You know, peace is another. You know, peacemakers. They say peace, peace. When there's no peace, you know, when America make all her trouble and causing, you know what I mean, war, causing other nations to fight. You should see where she at. You should see how, when we look at this economy, this nation, the nation we all stand on, a nation that's so divided with hate, discord, envy, greed, jealousy, lawlessness. A country that we stand and we supposed to unite. See, a country that we all stand and take the national anthem. That's why when it comes to Nick Kaepernick, he took a kneel. See, when you put your right hand over, no hover, but you put your right hand over and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of United States of America, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for who? Whites, a predominant people. And see, God hates the wicked white. And he's threatened. Now listen, he's threatened, my brothers and sisters, to remove them from the face of this earth. Now, I say this to say this to you. Our problem must be solved. Said the God of righteousness, the God of freedom, justice, and equality.
Representatives here, Chuck Edwards, who's here someplace. Where's Chuck? Where's Chuck? Chuck. Tim Moore. Tim, thank you, Tim. Great job, too. Both of you guys. Virginia Fox, a power. She's a power, that one. Don't ever have her as your enemy. It's not good. It's not healthy. Pat Harrigan. Good job, Pat. Addison McDowell. These guys are doing a fantastic job. Addison, thank you very much. Great. Mark Harris. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Brad Knott. Thank you, Brad. Greg Murphy. Fantastic guy, my friend for a long time now, right? And the RNC chairman, Michael Watley, who really, as I said, brought us to a great victory with Lara, the chairman of the party, the whole Republican. I took Michael Watley from North Carolina because he did the best job and put him in charge of everything, and the job they did together was incredible. Last September, Hurricane Helene became one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern American history. Rainfall rose to far more than 30 inches, which is lethal, unleashing unprecedented devastation throughout western North Carolina and many other states, as you know, but you got hit the hardest. The highest responsibility and deepest obligation of the American government is to protect its people, and that's never truer than in times of emergency like this. Unfortunately, our government failed you, but it wasn't the Trump government. It was a government run by...
See, all the governments of America have failed you. The Republicans failed you. The Democrats failed you. The Senate, Congress have failed you. America political system, her legal, her judicial, her economic, educational, spiritual culture. See, brothers and sisters, wherever you want to see, America have failed you. See, these people don't see they don't have it for you. It's not in their nature. Won't you know something here, that once they, you know what I mean, make this announcement of a government shutdown, what do that do? What do that tell us now? You know, a government shutdown will force the whole nation to be locked down. You have a curfew. Now, how's it going to be for those people that's on Social Security, man? How it's going to be? It's going to be a lot of things in delay, man. It's going to be a lot of things in play, man. Look, I tell y'all, man. They've been talking about, they have the secretary woman, Caroline, gave a prophecy after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. She says followed the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Utah was hit with a 4.1. Believe it, let it alone. But I say this to say this to you. These pledges are visiting America. You know, one storm after another. And as you think she's going to get away, you're going to see another disaster come. Another one will come. So that surprised me, brother. The government was to be shut down. Let it shut down, man. Because the more they can shut down a government, you see, the time we see has already arrived and came. Because they can't, look, they're losing power. They can't keep a a government running. America is losing power, man. She's losing. And I'm willing for any one of you to bet me that she's losing today. Just look at, you know what I mean, unemployment rate. Look at her stock markets. See, stock markets going up and down. But see, this will make everything's all right. But see, this is the lube before the storms. And I say this to say this to you, my brothers and sisters. The storms can be delayed. And every hour you see it can be delayed. But it has to entirely be up to them to make good meat. It's entirely up to them to make ends meet. Let's go.
Biden. what a terrible situation. But our government failed the people of North Carolina in this horrible crisis. For 2 months, Asheville lacked running water, and even today, some North Carolinians can't take a hot water shower. They can't drink water. They don't know where to get it. It's delivered to them by some, or they just go out and somehow find some. It's been 4 months since the storm made landfill, and still 180 roads remain closed and in ruins. Earlier this month, the Biden administration kicked 2,000 displaced North Carolinians out of their temporary housing into freezing 20-degree weather. I don't know how they did that one, because it was cold, even while your government provided shelter and housing for illegal aliens from all over the world. But under the Trump administration, the days of betrayal and neglect are over. They are over. As I said in my inaugural address, we restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of the American government. And I think I said most of it in the inaugural address. We said a lot of things, but one of the groups of people I was thinking about is you in North Carolina. A lot of that was in reference to you and what you've had to suffer. I'm pleased to announce that under our leadership, the federal government will be searching housing solutions to the state that go beyond mere temporary hotel stays that ended up being very short term. The government wouldn't do it any longer, which is ridiculous. We'll marshal all available resources and bring back potable water and make your water and infrastructure dramatically more reliable very quickly. Today I'll also be signing an executive order slashing all red tape and bureaucratic barriers and permits to ensure the rapid reconstruction of the roads here in western North Carolina. We're going to go through a permitting process that's called no permitting. Just
Look, I will never want to be invited to no White House, y'all. I don't want to be invited to their parties. See, that's why I tell y'all, man. I get invites to these Hollywood parties. I don't take no part. See, when you take part with the enemy, you want to learn from his ways. You want to learn from his wicked ways, man. And when you learn from his ways, you start being wicked just like him. And you know, you be the one looked at. You be the one getting in trouble while he's not getting in trouble. See, this is why Revelation 18 verse 4 tells a people, come out of her, my people. Come out of her. Learn not from her ways. I don't want to learn from white folks. White folks never had no interest of even you know what I mean, educating the religious Negro. He showed no interest in educating. I don't look, man. I want to be in their school systems. Just think how long we was in this education system, and you can do things educationally. Some of you had a few diplomas, college degrees. You had a handful of diplomas and degrees. You can always do things educationally, but I'm here to say this to you. That don't get you justice in America, man. You start seeing no matter how much school, you know what I mean, credentials you have, you want out, you know what I mean, you wondering you run out of funds. Just say you want to major in this field, you know, they got the field closed. You want to major in this. Just think how long it's going to take you to get where you want to go, and then all of a sudden you halfway in. All of a sudden you find out the field that you choose, that you had a desire for. You realize that field was closed. So it don't matter how long, how, you know what I mean, far, beyond. I always tell people celebrate their little degrees and all this they do. They jump up. They even have a drink. People quick to show you an AA degree. Look what I got. Man, look what I got, man. All the achievements you made, but look. Brother, I want to say, and sisters, I want to say, having an education, these degrees you can show for, still don't get our people far. It still don't get our people the goal that they want. You see, only when it comes to black folks, we only make up 3%. 3% that someone will make it. So like playing basketball, my brothers. You know, it's like 3 people would get full scholarship to play basketball. You get lucky if you have a full ride to go over here and play basketball. And then that full ride, you know what I mean, that 3 at half will make it. After he makes it, just think, out that 3, 1 gets hurt. I say this to say this, once you hurt, brother, see, you are no more a use. See, you are no use no more. See, once they seen, look, I want to say this to y'all. Once they seen natural disaster at an ultimate high, they know how the infrastructure will be. So what they do, if you invest in FEMA, you know what I mean, and a funding program, you're looking at a $4.6 billion funds for those that might be in natural disaster, for those that might lost their home. Now you'll just think that they'll just leave FEMA where it's at for a lot of American people. Now, taking FEMA away, and just think A lot of people's homes may not be insured. If you lose your home, if you happen to lose your home, you know what I mean, with a flooding, and the insurance company is going to already tell you we can't cover up the damage. We can give you this, you know, it's like take it or leave it. Because I say this to say this, once any kind of federal program is cut, that's just to show y'all something big is building up here. Something big is building. And when I say this, y'all, they don't have enough when it comes to natural disaster, when it comes to our global warming, our infrastructure. That should be the main thing they should, and the bipartnerships, that should be the main thing they should focus on. That should be the main when how can we come with a strategy to stop global warming, slow global warming down? See, we are in a 20-year cycle. Things that's coming here, y'all ain't gonna never see it before. Let's go.
Just get it done. That's the way they built them many years ago, I guarantee you that, right? We will get them back very quickly, and we'll begin the work of fundamentally changing, terminating, or overhauling FEMA. FEMA's been a disaster no matter where they are. We're honored to be joined today very quickly by several families affected by the vicious storm. I'd like to ask each of them to share their story. Chris and Kim West, you could come forward. Ramona Nix, Jackie Mitchell, and Thomas Gary Bright. And finally, the Wright family. And come on up and maybe say a few words. Please, thank you very much. Hello. Hi. Come on in here.
Whenever it started, we started moving our vehicles to the top of the road, and by the time we got the vehicles moved, the water had already hit our ankles in the house. And so I grabbed my purse and my little pug dog, and my husband grabbed the dog food and put it in a trash bag, and by the time we got out into the driveway, it was already waist deep, and there were sticks and that kind of thing. I didn't think I was going to make it, but we did make it out, and we made it to the top of the road, and we were kind of stuck there for hours because we couldn't get out any of the ways because it was flooded all the way around. It took us hours, and we sat there, and finally it receded enough to where we could actually get out. It was probably like close to midnight, and it started like 5-6 o'clock in the morning. We just lost everything that we had. Didn't even have a brush for like 3 days. So, thank you.
That's it. Okay, good. Would you like to say something with that beautiful day?
Yeah, so when the hurricane storms hit North Carolina, hit our home, my daughter and my wife and I were actually out of town. But unfortunately, my dad was still at home, and my mother was staying at our house with our animals. And the waters got so high that it actually lifted between that and the tornado that came through, or microburst is what they've been calling them, and lifted his home and the house that I grew up in, and crashed it into our barn. It took away his business. It took away all of our tools and tractors and everything needed to keep the farm going. And my mother was trapped in the house, and there was no way to escape because the water got so high. The only thing she could do was ride it out and wait till the waters came down. So we've been doing a little bit of battling with our insurance and FEMA. We did have proper insurance with flood insurance and homeowners insurance. But since we had proper insurance, FEMA's not been able to assist us with a whole lot of things. And again, we've been having some issues with trying to get some payout for our insurance in a timely manner. We had to do mold mitigation on our home, which is extremely expensive, before the structural engineer even came out in order to get our flood payout. And to me, that was not really acceptable.
Has the insurance company been responsive or not really?
Not so much. You know,
But y'all, why the insurance company not responsible? Because if FEMA is cut, right, then that means the insurance company only gonna be liable to do a little. That's what you gotta understand. If FEMA is cut out, y'all can't go to FEMA. This I don't care if you got your house insured, they're gonna come in and tell you that this is what we can do. Can't cover up the whole cost. You got people. When I looked at that flood happen in Milwaukee, you got people houses worth over 200,000. They was able to get back $15,000-$20,000. Which I'm thinking nobody. It's hard for anybody to live on 15 or make it with 15,000-20,000, y'all. You know, this is just the beginning of the tip of the iceberg. I'll tell y'all, this is just the beginning of the tip of the iceberg, y'all. I'm about to see some crazy things happening. You're dealing with a whole climax shift. You're dealing with animals, human beings, people, the world's changing, y'all. People changing. Weather's changing. Climate changing.
again, I'm hoping so. And we need some assistance with that. We reached out to an attorney.
What's the name of the insurance company?
North Carolina Farm Bureau. Yep, that's what we're after here.
A lot
So
of people having that problem with the insurance companies in general. Different insurance companies, and they're all difficult, or just the one particular one?
I've heard different stories from others, and a lot of folks are.
Responsive.
And I've heard some good instances of even Farm Bureau themselves. But in my case, you know, they'd send out a third-party adjuster immediately. Well, they wound up firing that third-party adjuster group. He gave us a quote for a much higher estimate than what we received.
He got fired.
And then he got let go. Yeah, he got fired. So then they brought in another third-party adjuster to come in and lowball us. We've not received any kind of, so the flood insurance is our primary insurance, and so there was roof leaks in the home that the inspectors found, the adjusters. Well, that contributed to us losing some of our personal property as it come in the third story where there's no, or second story living space, where the flood water, well above the flood waters. So they've neglected us for. Yes, she saved. She's right here.
Okay.
So we made it.
Not exciting, right?
That's right.
How scared were you?
Very.
Did you think you were going to make it?
No.
You didn't think so?
Nope. I just started praying.
So you were sort of on a boat. Your house became a boat.
It's a big pontoon.
That's some story. That's a big house on the field. I'll bet this guy needs to let you say something.
I was next door to the house, and my son was out of town, so when he came in to Charlotte to my sister's, he called about 2 in the morning, because at midnight the water was still in the stream, in the banks. So when he called, the water.
Alright, you guys, for more content, please stay subscribed. Please stay updated. We out.